Hi, my name is AJ, aka Mr. DLC, and this is how I created the beats for Live It Up.
L-I-V-E, everything it's meant to be. V-I-B-E, all eyes when we hit the scene, yeah. Won't you live it up tonight?
Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to my session, and yeah, come on in. So before I get started, just a little shout out to a good friend of mine, DJ D Nasty, aka Dana. You know, you've always asked me how I make beats and how my process goes, and yeah, I've granted your wish. Now you're gonna see my full process in action. Alright, so now a little backstory on the beat. I had it for about a year. I couldn't find anyone to collab on it at first, and then I think in about March or April, I found some people on Fiverr, found some people other places. I just got a bunch of people together and we started writing lyrics, they started brainstorming. Now we have it out on streaming services. So we're going to go into the session and then we're going to look at the details of how we made it. Alright, so this is the Splice website. This is where I get all my samples from. I was scrolling through different samples one day and then I came across this piano sample. Alright, so welcome to my session. This is LMMS. This is basically a free version of FL Studio. I've been using this for like years now. I also use Ableton to record vocals. I use MPC Beats. This right here, this is my main. So if you guys remember that sample that I just showed you, I put the sample in here and then you can see all these plugins that are right here. So what I did was splice it up and then this is what you get. So that's the original, and then this is what I get now. So that's the end of the sample, and then the main parts that play throughout the song are right here, and then this is what I get. That pauses. Notice how there's spaces in that. So what I did here, so there's the beginning. So that was the basis for the beat. That was what started this whole thing. Then throughout the process I downloaded more samples from Splice, snaps, kicks. Later on, added some 808. I can't forget the open hats, of course. I grew up here in California and, West Coast hip hop, and that's the thing here. And then this is a little unique thing that I did throughout the beats. I had a little... The song is about... it's about perseverance and self-acceptance, but, we have all these Asian artists in here, Asian American artists. It was just kind of a nod to, Japanese culture and to, modern times. Alright, so here we are back on Splice. And this sample is what I found while I was scrolling. Took that part only, put some EQ on it, I pitched it down, put a little bit of filters on it, and I inserted it into the beat like this. To another sample that's actually ported directly from Splice is this right here. Now, for the chorus, the hats go a little faster and they start multiplying. So you had. And this is when TRIZZY TANG comes in. Now, how I did that guitar sample, this is what the original sample sounds like. Oop, wrong button. It's actually this one right here. What I did was pitch it up. So now we have this effect. Took a lot of low end off. Took a little bit of high end off too. Now, this piano part that I'm about to play, I actually played this on MPC Beats, imported it into this session. So this is imported from MPC Beats. I actually did have a little plugin here. So what I did was I recorded myself playing piano on another plugin. So now, when you combine all of them together, this is what you get. And I actually want to talk about that tremolo down there. I use that in this part right here. So that when you put it all together, this is what you get. Now, this last part here, took it into LMMS. Let's see, it's effect 12. So what I did here, pitched it down, put some compression on it, and then did a little EQ settings, just a little tweaking. This is what we get. Some of you might hear this at the end of the song. There's like these little crackles, little cracking sounds. This is vinyl. I wanted it to sound like it was from an old 1940s, 50s, type of recording, like the radio. This is how I came up with the chorus for it.
Oh, would you level up tonight? Would you give me peace of mind? Would you level up tonight, tonight, tonight?
So that right there is the original sample, and I decided to use that for the chorus. So what I did was pitch down that sample, rewrote a few of the lyrics, and then when I contacted BEVLEY, I instructed her to sing it like this. So these are her vocals.
Won't you live it up tonight, tonight?
So that's how we came up with the chorus for Live It Up.
Sing it, BEVLEY. Won't you live it up tonight, tonight? Won't you give me peaceful vibes? Won't you live it up tonight, tonight, tonight?
Beautiful voice, by the way. If you guys ever get to listen to BEVLEY's thing, please do. Now, as for MIRO's vocals, what I did was copied his vocals, pitched it down, so pitched down the second track.
Live it up, so I don't hate who I am. Slipping that meal daily like I can. H my lane, chasing flavors and fame. Kyopo soul, never playing it tame.
So I thought of Tupac when I was doing this section, and I just wanted him to sound like Tupac, just to give it a little bit of, oomph, like yes, like let's go. Now, TRIZZY Tang's verse wasn't really too hard to work on. It was just a lot of, just lining things up together. He sent me his finished vocals, and they were pretty mixed already. Shout out to him. He has some really good work on Spotify, so if you get to check him out, please do. So you can see he has his main vocals, and he has his ad-libs. And actually, this is the part where the guitar sounds come in, with the guitar, the piano, the things I showed you earlier right here.
I'm not supposed to be here, but here I am. Looking up with no film, still paying my dues, no Uncle Sam. Just an Asian kid from the suburb.
Now with Beverly's verse, this is the part where it's just the 808s. It was originally supposed to be a rapping part, but then I thought, whichever singer is going to be on here, I might as well just have them with the 808s.
Sun's up, mama said gotta smile when I wake now. Chin up, love's a blessing, no one knows to say it loud.
So that's her main vocal that she sent. And then she had some drafts that were in high pitch, some high octave. So then when I put these together,
but I've danced through the storms. Believe me, I'm walking with a fire in my chest.
And then we get to the endings.
Won't you live it up tonight? Won't you give me peaceful vibes?
So what I did there was take her vocals from the chorus and then just added some telephone effects. Well, it took off a lot of low ends, took a little bit off high end so that it sounds like, you know, an old 40s, 50s radio. Then what I did was combine it with background vocals.
Won't you live it up tonight? Won't you give me peaceful vibes? Won't you live it up tonight, tonight, tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then I added some ad-libs throughout the song. So this is my it's one of my good friends, Dana, aka DJ D Nasty. So I asked her to do a little bit of ad-libs. I had some suggestions for her. You know, I just laid out a little bit of example recordings.
Sing it, Bevley.
So there she's saying, "Sing it, Beverly."
Sing it, Bevley.
Won't you live it up?
And then she's counting down in the ending right here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And I just had her say, "Sing it, Beverly." You know, just to make it sound like she's a DJ in the studio and helping direct traffic. She's guiding people to their places. Big shout out to one of my friends from In and Out. We worked together for a little bit. You know, she was one of my best friends at work. She has Japanese heritage, so I decided, hey, you know, like, did you want to join the song? You know, she said yes. And then this is what we came up with.
Tomodachi, bring us home.
So again, you know, adding to the Asian heritage theme here. Yeah, you have Japanese saying here. Tomodachi meaning friend. And in response to her, I'm saying mabuhay, which means welcome or long live in Filipino, in Tagalog. Mabuhay, we got you. So I'm saying mabuhay, we got you, in response to her saying Tomodachi, bring us home. I just feel like when I'm saying that to her, I'm welcoming her into the group, I'm welcoming her into this collab. And then last but not least, my parts here.
Everything it's meant to be. V-I-B-E. All eyes when we hit the scene.
Yeah, so you can hear my little, like, shriek, kind of, like, off-tune voice. So what I did was I added a little bit of background vocal.
Everything it's meant to be. V-I-B-E. All eyes when we hit the scene. L-I-V-E.
Oh, I almost forgot about these other little samples down here. In the second bridge, I added a little, like a little vocal sample right there.
L-I-V-E. Everything it's meant to be. V-I-B-E.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, you could like, subscribe, comment. Big shout out to everyone involved. The song wouldn't be what it is without them. You know, thank you guys again. I'm so grateful for your guys' involvement and for your guys' energy. And yeah, this has been the whole beat making session. This is how I composed everything together. Yeah, so again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys around.
L-I-V-E. Everything it's meant